Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I have Gayatri with me from SIBM Pune. Super smart, super talented, and somebody who has done a lot of things. By the way, she's a 99.50 plus percentiler from SIBM Pune. So she's one of the highest stipend getter at SIBM Pune, and she has got SIBM to one of the top-notch FMCG company. And by the way, इतना सब तो हो चुका है, that's a very good thing. But she did a very good job in her CAT examination also. So she scored around about 96 percentile. बहुत सारे IIMs वगैरह उसने कन्वर्ट भी करे हैं, वो भी हम वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे. बट गायत्री, माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन टू यू यार, कि 96 परसेंटाइल करने के बाद भी आपने क्यों ये डिसीजन लिया कि मुझे स्नैप एग्जाम भी करना है? बिकॉज 96 पे आपके बहुत सारे IIMs के कन्वर्ट्स भी है और कॉल्स भी है. So एक बारी बच्चों को बता दो कि आपको स्नैप क्यों करना चाहिए.
Completed my graduation in 2022, and after that I decided to take a gap year and prepare fully for MBA entrance exam.
Okay.
Because my strategy was to get into one of the top B schools in India. So I gave CAT, SNAP, all the entrance exams that were available. And the reason for choosing SNAP was because SIBM Pune is one of the top B schools, the kind of opportunities. And I belong to Maharashtra, so I was having a pretty good idea about symbiosis and what kind of university it is and what kind of courses are offered, the academics, the rigor, the student-driven culture. So I have had some of my seniors who passed out from my college, and some of my relatives also who have passed out from SIBM Pune. So they suggested and they told me that SIBM Pune is one of those colleges wherein you get to explore all your skills, you get to learn a lot from your peers. Also, the case competition culture that is offered at SIBM Pune distinguishes itself from other B schools, out there in India. So that was one of the reasons for me to give SNAP exam, and that I was targeting obviously SIBM Pune. And
Okay.
my plan was very clear, sir, that I didn't want to give all the 3 attempts for SNAP because I was pretty sure that if I give one attempt for SNAP, I would be able to strategize that one attempt properly and then prepare for it accordingly.
Okay. Now, a couple of more things about Snap, right? Was it somewhere at your back of your mind कि okay, Snap CAT से easy है या फिर बहुत ज़्यादा doable है, simple है, 1 घंटे का एग्जाम है, तो मुझे I'll have to give it a shot because see, I understand that you had your unconditional love towards SIBM Pune. Likewise, a lot of people do have. I still have that thing for SIBM Pune. But then again, when we talk about the exam, we always feel the good thing कि चल यार ये एग्ज़ाम डिफिकल्ट है पर मुझे करना है, या फिर एग्ज़ाम ईजी है. तो आपके दिमाग में क्या था? वो ईजी, मीडियम, क्या डिफिकल्टी लेवल था आपके दिमाग में?
Sir, actually, my view on this is I don't consider SNAP as an easy exam, but I consider it to be a student-friendly exam. So because the timing is also less, and it's comparatively easier for candidates because the level of difficulties of the question could be easier as compared to those of the other entrance exams if you're comparing it with CAT. But again, there is a constant of time. You have to solve those questions within that stipulated time. So you're
Right.
tested on a different parameters in SNAP and different in CAT.
Right.
So I
Right.
think both the exams are equally challenging. And because I had taken a gap year, so I wanted to, leave all the exams and strategize and, explore my skills in all these exams.
That's good to know. You had a gap year and still you managed to get 99.50 plus, and you made it to one of the best brand and got a best stipend and got into SIBM Pune. So I would love to ask you one question here. बहुत सारे बच्चे ना ये परेशान हो जाते हैं कि सर मेरा गैप है 1 साल का, 6 महीने का, 2 साल का, तो क्या जो टियर 1 कॉलेजेस है, जो इंडिया के जो दिग्गज कॉलेजेस जो टॉप 20 में आते हैं, क्या उनमें मेरे सिलेक्शन के चांसेस कम हो जाते हैं? सो गायत्री, कैन यू कमेंट ऑन दिस?
Sir, this query even I had, this fear even I had a year back. So I can totally relate with the candidates who are having this kind of query. But the only suggestion from my side would be how well you present yourself. So even in the interview process or even in the resume when you are filling the information for different colleges, it is important how well are you able to justify that 1 year gap.
True,
how
very
well are
true.
you able to provide information about yourself, and how self-aware are you about yourself. So I think if you're pretty sure, confident about what you have to offer to that particular institute, there is not a problem.
मेरे वीडियोस देखे थे क्या यूट्यूब पे? ये आंसर आपने बोला तो
Completely focused on CAT. In the back of the mind, I was also giving snap mocks or other
Okay.
entrance exams mocks.
Okay.
So that helped me a lot.
Okay.
And second thing was I learned from my mistakes. So
Okay.
the mistakes that I did in the CAT exam was taking too much of pressure.
Hmm,
So
hmm,
I
hmm.
would like to share the story which happened with me during the exam.
Yeah, please.
So when I was giving my DILR section, I really got very pressurized and panicked because I was not able to solve any set in first 20 minutes for the CAT DILR section.
Is it?
So yeah. So first 20
My
minutes I
God.
didn't solve
Huh.
any question. I hadn't marked any question. And in the
Okay.
next 20 minutes I tried to solve 4 to 5 questions, and that's where a little bit of that's where I couldn't score 99 in CAT. I guess that's the reason. So that's why I think the learning I took from the CAT exam was not to panic. Even if you don't know something, if you're not able to solve something, leave it. Don't
Perfect.
just put too much of pressure on your brain and yourself at that point in time to just that I have to do it. Don't take it on your ego. Learn the art of letting go. Very important in life also and in exams also.
True,
So
true, true.
that's what I implemented in Snap. That if
Huh.
I'm not able to solve any question, I didn't put too much of pressure on that question. I let it be and then jump to the next question. So that is what something helped me.
ओके नाउ गायत्री हियर इज वन मोर क्वेश्चन टू यू हमारा स्नैप का पहला अटेम्प्ट होगा 10 तारीख को, सेकंड अटेम्प्ट होगा 17 को और थर्ड होगा अराउंड अबाउट 23 को. सो आज से लेकर अगर मैं थर्ड अटेम्प्ट तक भी देखता हूँ, एक महीना बाकी है एंड मोस्टली बच्चे लोग ना पहला अटेम्प्ट देता है. सो हमारे पास अराउंड अबाउट 20 डेज बाकी है स्नैप के लिए. सो गायत्री आई वुड लव टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम यू, जो बच्चे भी कैट के लिए भी प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, क्या अगले 20 डेज में अगर इन बच्चों ने अच्छे से पढ़ाई किया तो क्या स्नैप क्रैक हो सकता है?
Yes, sir. It
Okay.
all depends on how you strategize your plan for that DD.
Right.
So the people who have been preparing for CAT, I don't think there is a problem with the basics.
Right.
The problem is only with the time management technique.
Right.
And this art of letting
Go, yeah,
of certain kind of questions.
Right.
So
right.
that you need to practice. So I think the students need to now not work on the concepts, so not work on practicing more, but need to work more on mocks. Need to work more on their stress management or time management technique.
True.
So if
true.
they will be able to understand what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are, so on the basis of that, if they will be able to build a strategy, a confined strategy of bucketing things. So we obviously say these things here at SIBM Pune that I bucket this topic, I didn't bucket this topic. So suppose for example coding and decoding was something which I really like to do. So I used to, if I find that question, I used to do that first. So if that was my strategy to do Snap or to look at the questions or to solve that particular mock. So if the people or the candidates build their own strategy, okay, this is something which I like, so I'll be doing that first. Or this is something which is easier for me, I will be doing that first. Because people come from diverse backgrounds. So
Right.
people, somebody who is from market, for literature background, I mean, they will be able to do English or verbal very fast. So for them, that is a easier concept. That is something that they could do in few minutes. But for somebody who is engineer like me, I would be able to do quants or logical reasoning really very fast. So accordingly, you have to build that style.
All right, cool, Gayatri. Now, I would like to understand from you, in the next 20 odd days for the first attempt, right, round about, let's say 30 odd days for the coming, all the attempts, if somebody wants to score 99 percentile, I want you to tell us कि कितने मॉक्स देने ज़रूरी हैं, कौन से टॉपिक पे फोकस होना ज़रूरी है, और एक स्केड्यूल क्या होना चाहिए बच्चों का, अस्यूमिंग कि किसी का कैट अच्छा जाता है, किसी का कैट ओके ओके जाता है, या फिर किसी का कैट बुरा जाता है, बिकॉज 3 लेवल पे कैट होता है, किसी का अच्छा गया, किसी का बुरा गया. सो कीपिंग दैट थिंग असाइड, अगले 20, 25, 30 दिन में बच्चों ने 99 फोड़ने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए?
I think they should give at least 5 mocks in this time. And they should analyze those mocks really well. Like where did they went wrong? What exactly went wrong with this mock? And if sometimes it happens that you score 30 in some mock, for example, and sometimes it happens you score 45 also. So what went wrong with the 30 and what went right with that 45?
True.
If the person is able to judge that
Nice.
properly, then maybe it will be able to that candidate will be able to concentrate and focus more. And your next question was talking about CAT. This is one recommendation that I would like to give. Don't take too much of pressure about what is going to be the results of CAT, because I know that the answer key will be out in 2 or 3 days. And this has happened with many of my friends that they get really pressurized and depressed because of the answer key and the scores that they're getting and the expected percentile that they see on many websites. So they get really depressed. So I guess that should not be the case. Completely shift your after your CAT is done, shift your focus directly to Snap
Snap exam.
and try to give your best.
I'll add something here. जितने भी बच्चे वीडियो देख रहे हैं ना, I'll add something here. देखो CAT एग्जाम बहुत बड़ी है, no doubt about it. It's one of the best exam in the country, no doubt about that also. But एक चीज़ याद रखना कि CAT में ना अगर आपको टॉप 10, टॉप 12 अगर 20 स्कूल्स मिलते हैं ना, सो इट इज़ वर्थ गोइंग फॉर. बट अगर आप आज देखोगे, इफ आई हैव टू गिव यू अ रियलिटी चेक, राइट, SIBM पुणे आज उस लेवल पे खड़ा है ना जहाँ पे वो एक्चुअल में IIM कोईकोड, MDI गुड़गांव और IFT के कॉलेजेस को वो कम्पीट करता है. आई हैव ऑलवेज बिन मेकिंग टॉल क्लेम्स अबाउट SIBM पुणे, एंड जब ये बच्चों को मैं देखता हूँ तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है, बिकॉज आई नो स्टूडेंट्स इन SIBM पुणे जिन्होंने शिलोंग छोड़ा है, बेबी IIM छोड़े हैं. बेबी IIM के साथ तो कंपैरिजन करना मतलब गुस्ताखी होगी, कंपैरिजन भी नहीं होता. बट IIM शिलोंग छोड़ा है, MDI छोड़ा है, IIT छोड़ा है, बच्चों ने IFT भी छोड़ा है. सो मेरे ख्याल से स्नैप गिव्स यू दैट काइंड ऑफ एन एडवांटेज. सो इवन इफ एट ऑल अगर आपका कैट ऊपर नीचे थोड़ा बहुत हो जाता है, आपके पास SIBM पुणे का ऑप्शन फिर भी है. अगर आपको कैट में भी 99 आता है और अगर आपको ब्लैकी SP जेंस वगैरह नहीं मिलता है, फिर भी SIBM पुणे आपको उस लेवल की एक काइंड ऑफ प्लेसमेंट दे सकता है. एंड माइंड यू, इतना खराब सिनेरियो होने के बाद भी मार्केट में SIBM पुणे की समर इंटर्नशिप रिपोर्ट ऑलरेडी पब्लिश हो चुकी है 1 महीना पहले. 4.5 लाख की इनकी हाईएस्ट स्टाइपेंड है एंड एवरीबडी इज प्लेस्ड. सो दैट शोज कि यार ये कॉलेज की लेवल क्या है. सो आप कैट करो, बिंदास करो, पर स्नैप पे भी आपका उतना ही फोकस होना चाहिए. और ये सब लोग बैठे हैं, ये बड़े बड़े अचीवर्स हैं, बहुत मॉडेस्ट बनते हैं ये कि सर स्टाइपेंड मत बताओ और सो एंड सो फोर्थ, बट दे हैव डन अ लॉट. सो फोकस मोर ऑन स्नैप. बाय द वे, कंटिन्यू गायत्री, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स बताओगे बच्चों को जिनका क्वांट्स वगैरह खराब है? कैसा लास्ट ईयर क्वांट्स काफी डिफिकल्ट आया था यार, एनी कमेंट ऑन दैट?
Last year the quants was really difficult even when I was giving my
बिकॉज
IIM
मैं क्यों
first
पूछ रहा हूँ ना
attempt.
तुझे गायत्री, बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं स्नैप करो क्योंकि क्वांट्स बहुत ईजी होता है, बट क्वांट्स 20 मार्क्स का आता है एंड दैट्स अ गुड चंक ओवरऑल. तो एंड लास्ट ईयर ना क्वांट्स बहुत डिफिकल्ट आया तो बच्चे डर गए, बिकॉज बच्चों ने हल्के में लिया था कि यार हो जाएगा, इजी आएगा. एक बार उसके बारे में बता देना.
Correct, sir. So even when I was giving my first attempt, I got a little bit like terrified that this is not that easy as I was expecting it to be. Because the mocks that we were giving, the quant section was pretty easy in that. But during the D-Day, the exam, it was pretty difficult.
True.
So what happened was I went with the strategy of first solving the quant section because I thought I would be able to wrap it up really easy, fast as compared to the other section because my quants was my strength. But then when I saw quants was really, really difficult, then I switched my strategy right there. So then I first solved logical reasoning, then I went to quants and then to verbal. So my suggestion to the candidates would be get your basic concept clear before you go for the exams because it was, although it was difficult, but it was all based on your concept clearing thing only. So if your concept is really clear and you have practiced it for more number of times, I guess it was pretty easy to solve. And again, like I mentioned earlier, some questions are not solvable. Like you cannot just hold on to them and say, no, I'm quanting or I'm quanting and I just want to solve this question and taking it to ego. So I chose to not do that and do the questions in quants that were comparatively easy. I think 14 to 15 questions were doable and in that particular amount of time. So in quants
ये 96% टाइलर है बाय द वे. अगर ये बंदी गई थी कि 13-14 क्वेश्चंस डुएबल थे, एक एवरेज बच्चे के लिए वो 7-8 बन जाएंगे, वो भी देख लेना, बिकॉज ये बहुत अच्छी पढ़ाई में. आई विल गिव यू 2 थिंग्स बाय द वे गाइस. पहली बात ना, गायत्री करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग, क्या स्नैप का पेपर डिफिकल्ट पता है क्यों हुआ लास्ट ईयर? बिकॉज स्नैप ने थोड़ा सा गुगली डाला था लास्ट ईयर, वो था तुम्हारा नोटा, नन ऑफ दी अबव. तो बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस में ना नन ऑफ दी अबव आया था, तो वो सॉल्व करना पड़ा, तो पेपर आपका लेंदी हो गया एक्चुअली. दैट्स नंबर 1. नंबर 2, फॉर C2C मेंटर्स का बच्चा लोग एंड फॉर द YT फॉलोवर्स, हमने ये ऑलरेडी एंटिसिपेट करा था और हमने स्नैप के मतलब जैसे कैट हमारा हो गया था लास्ट ईयर 27 को, हमने 28 से लेक्चर्स चालू करे थे क्वांट्स के एडवांस लेवल के, जहाँ पे हमने क्वांट्स का एडवांस लेवल कराया था, वो आपको डैशबोर्ड में मिलेगा. एंड फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट जब हुआ, तब जब मुझे पता चला कि नोटा वाले क्वेश्चन आए हैं, इमीडिएटली हमने नेक्स्ट वीक नोटा वाले क्वेश्चंस कराए थे. तो अगर आपके पास डैशबोर्ड का एक्सेस है, प्लीज़ जाके वो क्वेश्चंस देख लेना. पर क्वांट्स को हल्के में मत लेना मेरी जान, ऐसा मत बोलना कि क्वांट्स ईजी है मैं जाके करके आऊँगा, इतना ईजी नहीं आता है ना. ये बहुत अच्छे बच्चे बता रहे हैं, नोट डाउन कर लेना. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, मुझे लगता है लॉजिकल रीजनिंग इज T20, एवरीबडी कैन स्कोर आराम से. डू यू एग्री ऑन दैट?
Yes. Yes, sir. I agree on that.
लॉजिकल रीजनिंग के लिए कैसे
was,
पढ़ाई करें?
logical reasoning, for that I think I cleared the concepts again. So they are basic concepts like mirror image, water image, deduction, syllogisms, input output, the number series. So these are the basic concepts, and I think with practice you can become the master of this concept. You don't need to put too much of brain, too much of time also into it. For each day, if you can practice for 2 hours each of this topic, then also it's doable at this stage also. So, and then
Okay.
arrangements and all is something you need to just put in some amount of brain, some amount of logic, and practice it so that you become master in that, and you can do it in lesser amount of time. That is something that you have to practice, but like more. But other topics are doable. If you get the concept clear, it's all good.
यू गेट द कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर, सिंपल टॉपिक होते हैं, नंबर सीरीज, अल्फा सीरीज, कोडिंग डिकोडिंग, बाबा साहब के ज़माने से वही चलते आए हैं. स्पीड पे काम करो, एक्यूरेसी अपनी अच्छी रखो, एक कॉल लेके आना, हम बैठे आपको प्रिपेयर कराने लेके. आई एम गोना कॉल गायत्री ऑल्सो फॉर GDPI प्रिपरेशन, GPI बैट प्रिपरेशन, सो वी आर देयर टू हेल्प यू ऑल. डोंट वरी. ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच गायत्री फॉर दैट. दैट वाज क्रिस्प एंड क्लियर.